Okay, the purpose of this video is to go over your quiz on 2.1 through 2.4, which is algebraic inequalities. And you can go ahead and fast forward to any of the problems that you need help with your corrections on. We're just going to go through each problem in order. Number one, here's what you should have. It says the Colts need to win a minimum of 8 games this year to make the playoffs. A minimum of 8 games. They could win 9 or 10 or 11. They have to have a minimum of 8 games. So their wins have to be greater than or equal to 8 games in order for them to make the playoffs. Number two, to win a game, the Colts defense should give up no more than 21 points. No more than 21 points means they could give up 21 points, so it could be equal to 21, the amount of points that they give up, or it could be less than 21. It could be 22 or it couldn't be 23 because that is more than 21. So it could be equal to or less than 21, which is a sign that looks like this. Number three, we have a closed circle at 6, and the shading is to the right. That means x is greater than or equal to 6. First 3 questions are all worth 2 points apiece. Moving on, number 4, is -4 a solution to the following inequality? It's a yes, no question. And to figure this out, we're going to plug in -4 for x. We're going to have -3 times -4 plus 10. And the question is that greater than -2? So -3 times -4 is 12, and then 12 plus 10 is 22, which is greater than -2. So that's yes, it is a solution. Number 5, is 12 a solution to the following inequality? Same kind of process. We're going to take 2/3 times 12. So I'm going to multiply 12 times 2, which is 24, divided by 3, which is 8. And then minus 5 is 3. Is 3 less than 6? Yes, which means it is a solution. Let's take a look at number 6. We want to solve for x. So we're going to isolate x. We're going to get rid of the 6 and the -3. So I'm going to start by adding 3 to both sides, which means the 3's will cancel out, and I'll be left with 6x is less than 18. Then I will divide both sides by 6. So the 6's cancel out. Sign stays the same. 18 divided by 6 is 3. So at 3, that is going to be an open circle, and it's less than 3, which means we're shading everything to the left. Number 7. Again, we want to isolate the variable n this time, so we're going to get rid of the positive 12. That's a positive 12, so we're going to start by subtracting 12 from both sides. But the 4 is still a -4n. Is greater than or equal to -8 minus 12. That's like a -8 plus a -12, which is -20. A lot of us forgot both of those negative signs, or at least one of those negative signs. So I want to get rid of the -4, and I'm multiplying, so I'm going to divide by -4, which means n is going to be by itself. The sign has to switch because I'm dividing by a negative number. And then -20 divided by -4 is 5. Which means at 5 I'm going to have a closed circle, but it's less than or equal to 5, which means I'm going to be shading to the left. Number 8. Again, I want to isolate the variable x. So I would start by getting rid of the positive 25, not the 15. The 15 is already on the other side of the equation. So I want to get rid of the 25, so I'm going to subtract 25 from both sides. 15 minus 25 is -10. That's less than or equal to 5x. Then I could divide by 5. So the 5's cancel out. X then, and -2. The sign stays the same because I'm dividing by a positive number. So this is kind of backwards for a lot of us. A lot of us like to write the x first. And if we wrote the x first, the sign would switch. X is greater than or equal to -2. That's a closed circle at -2, and it's greater than that, which means we're going to be shading to the right. Number 9. Here it's a little bit more involved. We're going to have to start with the distributive property. I'm going to take 3 times 2x, which is 6x, 3 times 5, which is 15, minus 11 is greater than or equal to 4x plus 8. So then I can simplify the left side. I can't do anything with the 6x, but the positive 15 and negative 11, 15 minus 11 is just 4. So it's 6x plus 4 on the left is greater than or equal to 4x plus 8 on the right. Then we want to get the x's together. So I would probably subtract 4x from both sides. That way on the right there is no x's, but on the left 6x minus 4x is 2x plus 4 is greater than or equal to 8. If I keep going down here, I'm going to work down below the line here. If I subtract 4 from both sides, then 2x is greater than or equal to 4, which means if I divide both sides by 2, x is greater than or equal to 2. So on the number line, I'll be at 2. It is a closed circle, and it's greater than that, which means I'm going to the right at 2. Hopefully you can see this video. It's not too blurry for you. Same kind of process for number 10. I'm going to start with the distributive property. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. Minus 4x is less than 4. But now I can combine like terms. 2x minus 4x is negative 2x. Minus 8 is less than 4. So if I add 8 to both sides to get rid of the 8, I'll have negative 2x is less than 12. And then I could divide both sides by negative 2. And if I do that, the sign switches from less than to is greater than negative 6. So at negative 6, it's an open circle. Oops, it's an open circle. At negative 6, that circle looks closed. It's an open circle, and it's greater than negative 6. Numbers 2 through 5 are all worth 2 points. 6 through 10 are worth 4 points apiece. So let's take a look at the questions on the back. Number 11 says John rented shoes for $2.50 and bowled 4 games. So he spent $2.50 plus he bowled 4 games. So we don't know how much a game of bowling costs, but he bowled 4 of them. So let's say G represents the cost of bowling 1 game. If we multiply that by 4, this is the cost of bowling all the games plus the $2.50 shoe rental. He spent no more than $9.50, which means it could be equal to $9.50 or it could be less than $9.50. But we know it was not more than $9.50, so it has to be less than or equal to $9.50. So then this is the equation that you would set up for number 11. If we subtract $2.50 then from both sides, $9.50 minus $2.50 is 7. So 4G is less than or equal to 7. And if I divide both sides by 4, what I get is that G is less than or equal to 1.75, which is $1.75. So each game had to be less than or equal to $1.75. And it says write an inequality for your answer. So your answer should be an inequality, not just $1.75. It could be $1.74, $1.73, or so on. Number 12, last question. Sue had a piece of cherry cheesecake which had 280 calories. So she had 280 calories. She also wants to eat some cookies that are 60 calories each. So 60 calories for each cookie. I'll call it cookie X. How many cookies can she have if she does not want to have more than 700 calories? So she could have 700 calories or less than that. So it has to be less than or equal to 700. So this is how we would set up number 12. If we subtract 280 from both sides, then 60x is less than or equal to, I believe that's 420. And if we divide both sides by 60, then x is less than or equal to 7. So she can have 7 cookies, or 6 cookies, or 5 cookies, or whatever, but it has to be less than or equal to 7. These are the answers. Hopefully this video helped. Make sure you get your corrections turned in as soon as you can. Have a good day.